saying that bikini is starting to carry more mass.
And when I say close, I'm saying close. I'm not saying, if you look at a bikini girl and a wellness girl, you're not going to be able to tell the difference in the lower body. I'm not saying that. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying they're going to be much closer. But right now, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it all comes down to, number one, we have so many more athletes coming into the sport. Like the number and volume of athletes that are in the sport now, men and women, is mind-blowing. Mm-hmm. They're coming from all walks of life. We have social media where we can, and the online presence where we can see what's happening as it's happening. Mm-hmm. Whereas before we couldn't really see that. So we're seeing beginners who are starting at whatever level that they're at, seeing what the standard is, let's say from the Olympia, and we're trying to match that standard. Now we have all ages in a sport mm-hmm. where someone my age might be coming in.
Which is 35.
Yeah, it's always going to be 35. Always going to be 35. Coming in who have muscle maturity. Mm-hmm. So that there's just so many different ways to look at this.
Yes, a lot.
But when you have all of these different factors coming in and you're trying to meet a standard, I believe that what the judges are seeing and how they're having to judge, it's what's being put in front of us. Yeah. And it isn't just that, a judge would pick somebody that is a little bit bigger. There's a lot of factors that go into that. When a judge sits down and they're looking at all these girls, we might have, 3 or 4 girls in this top 5 that they're ticking most of the boxes mm-hmm. of what the standard is. However, there's one person who has ticked all the boxes. They might not quite fit the standard.
But they got more checked off.
Right, they got more checked mm-hmm. off. Let's say they may not be as lean, but they're lean enough. Their body's clean, their suit fits good, their tan is good, their hair but they pose really well. And so they have been coached well enough to hide maybe some things that are a little too strong. And try and emphasize the things that they might be lacking just a little bit. And so they have great stage presence, which, when you sit down as a judge, if somebody has great how many times have we sat on a panel and been like, I can't stop looking at that person? Mm-hmm. Well,
have you seen her?
Yeah, it's like
your eyes just drawn to that person.
You just can't stop. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what wins from show to show is not necessarily what I'm trying to explain here without sounding like I know what I'm the expert.
It's just what you're observing.
It's what you're observing yes. and what is being presented in that moment. Mm-hmm. And for other competitors that are new to this sport or people who are viewing the sport, is to understand that pictures only show one part of the story.
Right.
And we have to be able to view the entirety of it all.
All angles.
So, right, you might come to just the night show, the finals. You didn't see prejudging. And, the higher you go up in levels, the more things can change in a small amount of time with an athlete that is dialed in or just missing it by 6 hours.
Well, when you're that lean and conditioned, time just takes a little bit.
So, some people might look at, well, I didn't think they looked that good, or, you know, and then a judge might say, well, you should have seen them this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think those little nuances for new people that are in the sport or people who have been in it for a while but really haven't been coached or taken the time to research or find the knowledge or even talk to a judge. You know, just because you went to the table doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting all the information that you need. Because sometimes we don't have a lot of time when you're sitting down there to answer everybody's questions. And you might get different opinions from different judges. So you need to be able to like really sit down and talk with people and research and take a look at who's winning and what level that they're at. You know, at nationals, girls are striving and have been striving. Some get lucky and they're very new and green and they get a pro card, boom, right off the bat. And then you have other people who are that close. I used to be one of those girls, that close every single time. And it just, you have to be able to like put in the work and the time and understand all the other things, all the other factors that are moving parts, are cogs in the wheel for wellness in bikini.